I don't know what that pause was about. Welcome to another episode of
Nerd Out!
I'm Randy, this is Brian, and it's a non-Transformer review.
Which means I don't have shit to say.
I mean, that's not true. I mean, you're a Star Wars guy, but yeah, your passion might be a little bit contained, but not mine. Finally, SH Figuarts, which I think is the creme de la creme of Star Wars toys, and maybe action figures in general, came out with R2-D2 and C-3PO. And I got these last week, and I've been itching to talk about them, but you got sick as shit, so we had to hold.
No, I just needed the time to work up my opinion on it.
Yeah, you were so deep into it.
Yeah, I was deep in thought. I have such...
I definitely have more of an interest as a character in R2-D2 than C-3PO. No disrespect to the guy in gold.
They go together.
But they absolutely
George
go together.
Lucas, this is what he considers Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not Luke, not Leia, not Vader. This is Star Wars.
I agree.
George Lucas.
I agree. There's no way to have one without the other, and that's just fact. There's no arguing about it.
Didn't they make you do that for a while? I mean, like, Black... They didn't release them at the same time, did they?
No.
They screwed you over on
the first R2, which I don't have anymore because I sold, came out first, and C-3PO just came out fairly recent. But the big complaints about the Star Wars Black R2 was that it was small. And I wish I had it to compare. I don't, but it was small. This is a nice size. C-3PO's a tough one. Yeah. Because no one gets C-3PO's color... Okay,
part of it is he varies.
He does.
In the movie, because at the end of the movie he's polished up. In the beginning of the movie he's dirty and covered in oil.
And then there's like a version with the silver foot and the silver leg and the non-silver. This is, I would say, New Hope.
I would guess so. Yeah. Beginning of a New Hope era.
It's just really hard to like. Okay, this is the Bandai model kit. Thanks, Andy, for letting me borrow it. And this thing is chromed out. Now, this thing is a very high quality gold, but it's a paint. This is probably more accurate, and I want to say photos don't do this justice. Would you agree?
No, they don't. I thought it looked like shit in the photos. I actually remained silent when you showed it because I didn't want to be a negative Nancy about it.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Honestly, I think this is probably better, but my childhood says this one is better.
Me too.
And it's not fair because it is truly on emotion alone. But this unpainted, shiny-ass chrome kind of does it for me more than this.
Well, this is like the award ceremony. At the end,
But was he genuinely that shiny?
I think so. I think he was pretty shiny. And I'm like, I remember reading the storybook. And they said a shining gold droid. Like it was in the little boy, in the children's book. And I just remember it sticking with me. And sure, maybe I have misremembered being shinier than he is, but...
I think that's what it is for me, too.
But that's fine. I hate to sap it for the model. A little bit.
I think I do, too, and I'm going to be honest. But this paint job is beautiful. I think it's better than the Rebel Tech one.
See?
It almost is the model. It's light.
It's too light,
That's my complaint, is there's no reason that figure should be that light. It should have some weight to it. I need some solidity to it. It feels like even my daughter, who knows nothing about toys, picked it up and she goes, "This feels cheap." And I'm like, yeah, it does feel cheap, but it's not a cheap toy.
I think a lot of it is I bet this is a model.
I think
more or less it's a pre-painted model.
I think it essentially is that with a couple. I can't quite tell. Is it the same thing with a couple alterations? I think it has some added articulation.
It looks. I mean, I wouldn't know how to tell.
It's hard.
Like this has more wires in it, and
does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but I mean, I would imagine to get the paint right, they would have to paint it in parts and then assemble it. You know, which I mean, because the paint's beautiful.
The articulation is better. The paint is beautiful. Like I said, I'm going to say that this is probably better than this, more accurate than this model kit. But my childhood memory of the Kenner C-3PO is creating much more love for this.
I mean,
he comes with a whole bunch of different hands,
R2.
And he also comes with. I'm scared to get this. He comes with this different head, and maybe you can spot the scene. You might be a little bit more knowledgeable. The dent in the head. I don't know. That's cool, but
what is that from?
I don't know. But it's kind of neat because to change it. I do want to say also, be careful. For some reason, my head sticks. Like, dude, that's sketchy. But if I take off the helmet...
What kind of joint is it?
I'll show you.
Because I wonder if this is like styrene as opposed to like.
It feels like it. If you remove the head, then it's on a ball joint, and then you can kind of move it. That's sketchy, man. Yeah. The eyes do look a little dead, but I don't know if it's just because, I don't know. I mean, you see C-3PO, his eyes can look a little dead. But to interchange it, that's what you do, and I want to warn you that it is scary as hell to turn this head. Amongst other things. I mean, you're dealing with these, like, little joints, what are those called? These little hydraulics. But it's cool. It's cool.
And that's sort of sweet because the hydraulics on the model don't work.
Actually, the model kit comes with 2 different hands.
Oh,
one that do and one that don't. So they did fill it out. He comes with other hands too, but they're all pretty subtle changes. He comes with this. This is like pretty crazy.
This is the lines on this are sharper.
Yeah, they
are. Which I love. I love that because it doesn't throw the scale off. You know, this doesn't look like a I think that's probably why they did it, which is sort of shocking. You'd think they. Like what doesn't make sense is you figured this would be the model, this would be the toy.
Why is that?
Just because in a toy they wouldn't really care about throwing the scale off when they paint it shiny because you know how it sort of like doesn't make the lines look as sharp. Yeah. That's what gives away scale. Usually, you know, like if you were taking photographs, you could believe this is full size. When you did forced perspective, if you just took this close up, I don't think you could convince someone it was like this guy's like 5'10".
I guess. He comes with the little communicator, which is insane.
That's sweet.
I think that's a cool little thing, especially because C-3PO certainly had a distinctive scene. Packaging is what you expect. It's just the
beautiful.
Is it?
No,
I think they're kind of boring, but like they're serviceable. Let's get to R2 because I fell in love with the R2. It's light, but it's got some weight to it. The detail of it is beautiful. I think that they got the silver right. Like you know, if you remove the head, this is cool. You can see all the gears. Check this out. All the gears, because you can push the button. You see those? You push the button, and then it changes that from red, blue.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. What was that? What was the significance of that?
If he's shooting a hologram.
I like red too, and then the back one does it too, and I think that's a pretty.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's a pretty subtle detail.
Does he come with like a Leia hologram?
No, that would be a really cool.
Well, you know that'll come with something.
They should do SH Figuarts packs where they come with like accessories like that, but that's just another excuse for them to make another like $60 on you. I love how these open, and then these.
That's sweet.
What is the official tool name of these? Come on, nerds. What are the official name of these things? Awesome.
A hydro spanner, maybe?
If you're right, that's pretty rad. And then these open. Hold on, I gotta get to it.
You need to have an arc welder in there?
No.
Well, isn't one of them? Because
you might be right.
Does he have the thing that comes out to open the door?
I don't think so, but these... I can't get the other one out, but those pop out. Like, that's pretty impressive. And then the third leg...
Sweet.
Goes in, and then you push it, and it comes out. This R2 is impressive. I think it is the best R2 on the market.
I wish they would do diorama sets.
Like what?
Like as stupid as it sounds, like a Death Star doorway that opens
and
closes, and then you can like put whatever vehicles you want behind it. And just make up your own hangar, but have a doorway. Have like the Cloud City doorway.
Yeah,
to the Slave
that'd be
One
awesome.
Or
well,
the
that Darth
Falcon.
Vader, the Figuarts Darth Vader came with the throne room. This is Andy's R2-D2 model kit. He did.
That looks
it looks good.
Say if that look,
it looks good. He did a really good job with it. I give him credit. And the mold almost looks identical.
Pretty much.
The only difference that I can see, other than colors, which he painted, is that these have the moving parts. So I mean, they nailed it. He also comes with, this is his only accessory. These leg guards. I don't even remember them, but they switch off these and they go on. And from what I read is basically they were used to allow Kenny Baker to stand or sit properly in them. So like, so that's a pretty neat detail. But like, did I need them? Do I need them? No, I don't. But do other people need them? Probably. It's gonna get crazy because I can guarantee that Figuarts is going to make every astromech droid under the sun, and they're gonna make them. Not Takara Tomy they're gonna make them like exclusives. They're gonna have how cool would Imperial droid be? Imperial color, Be awesome.
What
But
do these run?
that's the thing. They're about $60.
The R2-D2?
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
gonna suck.
And I think right now they're super hard, like hot. Because whenever these Figuarts come out, they get super
There's
hot.
a lot of droids too, man. There's a lot. There's like probably 4 or 5 R2 units.
And then R5 units.
R5 units. And there's a couple of those. And
it makes me scared. It makes me scared to be a to be a Star Wars collector, especially because I do think that other than the Darth Vader, Figuarts has proven to be the best of the best when it comes to Star Wars toys, but they're not. Their price doesn't make them very accessible.
60 is tough.
That is
for
tough.
a figure this size. I mean, it's like.
I mean, $100 for a set of those. I mean,
that's sweet.
It is sweet, but that's a lot of money, man.
I mean, you can buy it to put it on your shelf and have it look beautiful, but is that going to be your go-to piece and you're going to beat it up?
That's true.
It's just.
I think durability wise, they are pretty well made. But you're right. Like, I mean,
it's hard to collect at that price.
So hard.
Whether they're worth it or not, it's just wow, $60 a figure.
I agree with you.
I'm holding the model. But
no,
that
right. I agree with you. It makes it really tough. I do think that Figuarts is making the best Star Wars figures, but
Bandai rules, man.
They do rule.
Bandai rules the world. Like a little off topic, but
not Bandai USA.
No, not Bandai USA. But have you seen the Falcon that's coming out?
It looks amazing. That 1/72 scale Falcon looks awesome.
Snap tape. Like you can put it together and weather it yourself. It's the same as that little. Oh, I'll get it. Yeah. I'm gonna get a couple of them. No, I don't think a couple.
But
that should be our next model contest.
I'd be all
because that's something everybody can do.
A lot of weathering. It would be substantial. I'm in.
Like I want that. Like I almost don't want it for a competition because I just want to do it and enjoy it and not like we get too competitive. We start doing dicks and then it's like.
And then it all falls apart.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get it anyway and just put it together.
I'm getting one for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's hard to be a Star Wars fan. Bandai is making Bandai Japan is like just elite, just like way above the rest. Their USA stuff I'm not a super big fan, but why can't they come up with a way to produce these on a mass level and sell them in the US?
Because they sort of do, just not under our terms. We got to pay for it.
I know.
The United States. I mean, what they don't want to play by our rules, and you know what?
It's
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I'll buy your stuff. Just find a way.
I think when Hasbro's license expires, I think they're going to renegotiate. Disney is going to renegotiate in a way that's going to open up the doors to possibilities.
Maybe Disney will just buy Bandai.
I wish they bought Hasbro.
Yeah.
I think Hasbro would produce such sweet stuff if they bought Hasbro.
Yeah,
plus, they'd make a good Transformers movie, possibly.
Yeah, and Hasbro is extensive in their lines. They've done good in the past.
Absolutely.
Like Power of the Force line. I mean, all the movies, all the Star Wars movie stuff, they made a lot of stuff.
Actually, they did some really good Star Wars stuff. It's just when they switched to the 6-inch figures, they cut corners. Except for that first series was good. I'm going to say it. Star Wars, for me, should be 3 3/4 inch, and I'm sticking by that.
I'll give you that because you can't do vehicles in this scale.
No, there's no way.
And there's so many. There's a Star Wars galaxy of vehicles that already exist that are now incompatible.
Yes.
And they're good toys.
Absolutely.
I mean, that Falcon, that AT-AT, that Slave One. I mean,
even they have ATSTs that are good.
Yeah,
they have the shuttle Tiberium stuff is great.
That, you could get so much value with it if you had the right scale figures.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to bring. I agree with you. Bring 3 3/4 back.
Yeah. Add some slight 5-point articulation is probably not enough. I think a good 9 to 12 would be good.
Make them so they can sit and then get into a cockpit.
Absolutely. Make them detailed. Make them like they did I think about 6 years ago. That vintage collection line was really good.
Those were incredible.
But I'm a 3 3/4 inch Star Wars. When it comes to Star Wars, when your world is so large, I want a 3 3/4 inch collection.
Could they beat those though? The vintage collection now? Do you think? Or would they just remold them? Or
yeah, I think they could beat them.
Okay.
Actually, I think they could actually tone down the articulation a little bit, and I don't know what else they could do, but they did a pretty good job with those toys. I think those were pretty satisfying, other than the fact that they were a little expensive for a 3 3/4 inch figure.
I think I need to I want to.
You need to go back.
A little bit, just not I can't collect them, but I have some vehicles that I love. I have that Falcon.
That Falcon's awesome.
And to just get you know, like the proper Han, or actually in my case, the proper Lando and Chewie, because I do Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
But like just to have the Falcon filled with like the crews from every movie, so I can just decide which parts I want to play and then re-equip
You have the Lando in his Han Solo gear. You love that
favorite figure.
That's so weird, man.
I love it. And it's not a good figure.
That
really.
was so weird that they even did that in the movie. Like even for just a moment, it was like we're gonna put Lando in Han Solo's outfit. Like he was wearing his clothes.
But it's sort of not. He was wearing like a Colonel Sanders
tie,
which is pretty awkward if you think about it. But
he threw on Han's vest. He's like, I'm gonna throw on Han's vest there. Little size comparison. Figuarts run a little bit smaller than Star Wars Black. But they are getting, for some reason, strangely, they seem to be getting a little bit closer. Like they've moved everything up height-wise.
That looks right, doesn't it?
Looks good to me, man. I got no issues with it. And same thing with R2. Like that's a good R2. It's got a good beef to it. You could definitely put a small person in there, and you could roll around.
They need to make a removable top with Kenny Baker in it.
That would be amazing.
That would be sweet.
I would buy that.
Yeah.
It would be one of those bizarre things that like
it'd be creepy.
It would be creepy.
Totally be creepy, but it'd be awesome.
Little Kenny Baker peeking out of R2-D2.
You'd get mean with it though, because you could tip him over and have Kenny like.
Yeah, no, it's true. Ultimately, my feeling is that I think these are great figures. I do think the gold is probably right, but maybe if it could have been just a little bit chromier, just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Make it because. It's sort of reflective. I mean, I want to bitch about it, but it is.
No, it is. It doesn't photograph well. Not that I'm a great photographer, but when you see the photographs and the video, it does look better in person. They are, in my opinion, the best of the best of Star Wars. The prices, I wish that they could come down, but it's just arguing about it is pretty endless. It's pretty silly. I can't get anywhere. I don't know how I continue with this toy line. I think I just buy which ones I want. I want a New Hope line, and there are certain Jedi figures I want.
Like an Emperor's Royal Guard would be sweet.
An Emperor's Royal Guard would be sweet.
The Black Emperor's Royal Guard is sweet.
Isn't that from the comic book?
Sort of. I mean, if you pull up his skirt, it's from the comic book.
Oh, right. I'm getting used to that new Parnasian Guard now. What is it called?
Oh, the
Praetorian
Guard?
Yeah, Praetorian. I'm getting used to it.
Can we get into that?
Yeah, let's
talk
go
about Star Wars. Let's rant about that.
We're going to rant about Last Jedi.
I think we're all going to get fucked.
I got to piss, so I don't know how much time we got.
We're going to get fucked in it because everybody wants to know who Snoke is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who's Snoke? Who's Snoke?
I don't think he's going to be anything, really.
Me neither. I don't think you're going to find out. I think who's Palpatine. And only go from episode 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's the bad guy boss.
I agree.
And that's it. That's all you really get about him. And I think they're going to pull that shit with Snoke. They're not going to over-explain him.
I'm okay with that, though, aren't you? Or do you need the backstory? Now that
not necessarily in a movie, but like I need the books because then I can make my brother read them and tell me who he is. But I'm too lazy to read it.
Yeah.
But
my issue is
I do. Want it.
Yeah, you do want it.
I do want it, but I understand why you leave it out of the movie, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, can we have the porgs porgs conversation? Those cute little critters. Like,
nope, don't like them.
I don't either. And let me tell you something. I'm okay with the Ewoks. I liked the Ewoks, but I was also 8 years old when the Ewoks came out. But I still appreciate them. I imagine that if I was 14 or 16 when the Ewoks came out, I wouldn't have been a fan. But this porg thing, I think it's adorable, and my daughter's gonna love it. But I'm not into it. Like, it doesn't.
I don't think I am either. But you know what?
What if it does kick ass shit?
If it works and gets little kids to like the movie, God bless.
You're right.
You know what? Bless it, man. Because that's
Jar Jar
what Star
Binks?
Wars. No, Jar Jar didn't work.
No,
Jar
Jar did not work.
But when they do that stuff right, like I don't like the Ewoks either, but it gave the kids something to hold on to.
It's like Baby Groot worked.
Yeah, and it's like you can give that it isn't for adults. I don't think. I mean, unless what if they're badass? Like what if they're force?
They have those sharp teeth, so who knows?
What if they like chew Chewie down to the bone or something?
That would be a vicious, terrible.
Although Chewie is not allowed to die. Chewie can't die, and do you even think they do that?
I don't think so. I don't know what.
I need Chewie in my Star Wars.
I need Chewie in my Star Wars, but I need Luke in my Star Wars. I'm really
You're in trouble.
I know. I think
you're in trouble.
I think I'm in trouble too. But I think they did confirm that he'll be back for 9. But for all we know, is that could be Spirit of Luke Skywalker,
or it could be the fucking bad guy.
He could be the bad guy.
Which I wouldn't go. I don't care how well it's written.
Yeah.
If Luke becomes a villain, I won't forgive it.
I won't either.
I think that's a betrayal of everything we grew up with, and there is no way that will work. Now he might lose his way a little bit. Fine. You know, and Rey might have to redeem him a little bit and knock him back on. But no.
I'm with you. It's like you said. You said, according to Lucas, R2-D2 and C-3PO is Star Wars. Yeah. According to Randy, Luke Skywalker is Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to most people.
Yeah, I think so, too.
But I was just thinking, the part where he's like, the Jedi must end. Maybe that's the beginning of the movie, and she proves him wrong in the first half hour.
Or maybe it's taken out of context,
That's
perhaps.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you saw Empire out of context, the stuff with Yoda, I will not trade him. Like, he's not ready. I mean, you would think in a trailer, you'd think, oh my God, you'd be flipping out.
Yeah.
But that's sort of in the middle.
No, that's true. We don't know how they're cutting. I will say I am terrified at this point with Last Jedi, like no other Star Wars movie before. But I have faith. I just have
to fight it off.
Yeah, me
I know
too.
It will be good, but I can't stop thinking about it. And it takes discipline.
I'm having such a hard time not thinking about it. So, but we'll see. Also, real quick, I know I'm getting off topic, but I just can't save this. I saw this movie, thanks to Andy and Dave, called What We Do in the Shadows. It's by the director who's doing Thor Ragnarok. Is reference. I can't pronounce his name, I'm gonna be honest. And it is fantastic. I recommend you watching it tonight.
Check it out.
It's just to give you a little.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Amazon Prime or Amazon.
All right.
Just to give you a without saying it. It's sort of like a mockumentary in the style of Spinal Tap, but with vampires. And I think it is fantastic and works in every way. So that's my recommendation. These are my recommendation if you absolutely need your droids and if you're collecting the best of the best. But the price is going to kick your ass. You have any last thoughts?
Yeah, get your parents to buy them for it. If your kid's watching our stuff,
what if you're like
on your parents' card?
Man? Yeah.
Girlfriend, birthday present, whatever. Get someone to buy it for you, and then they're awesome.
That's great. Yeah, I think the R2-D2 is definitely a must-have. But
they're both that you can't get one without the.
No, you can't.
So what? It's 120.
That's about right.
Blast of 120. Get them both. Don't buy them separately. It's not gonna work.
No, there's no way. But that R2 is really great. He just doesn't turn into a robot, so it's hard to like really get your money out of it.
They should make a C-3PO that turns into an R2. Or what if you made a combiner out of him?
A combiner?
Yeah,
that would
be
crazy. That could be cool. It'd probably be pretty ugly, but who knows? Yeah. That would be cool.
R2 could turn into his body armor like a cyclone almost.
Definitely. Or you could like separate and wrap around C-3PO. So please check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe. Tell your friends. P.O. Box possibly, if we still have it. And until next time,
nerd out!
Beep, 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 boop, boop, beep, beep. Terrible.